Hello guys, welcome back to the woods. Today I'm going to be showing you how to tie some of the basic knots we use in the outdoors. Now there are thousands of knots out there that have very specific purposes, and you can be learning knots all day, but in this video I'm going to show you the basic ones that I use for 99% of my knot tying, and if you learn these simple ones they'll be able to take you through almost every situation you'll use in the outdoors.
So just a few key words to explain the terminology that I'm using. So I've got it around the tree like this. The end that I'm not using, I'm just going to call a ridge line. It's just the end you're not using. And then the other end, the one you're actually using, we call that the working end. So we've just got the ridge line, or the end we're not using, or the working ends that we're actually working with. When we say a loop, we don't mean that, where it's not crossing. When you're doing a loop, you want to cross it over. If you're just doing that, it's called a pinch. First knot I'm going to show you how to tie is called a bow line. It makes a fixed loop on the end of a thing, so it's great for securing around a tree. It's used a lot in climbing and things like that. So what we do, wrap it around the tree like this. So this is the working end and this is our line, okay? So we take our working end and we cross it over the top to make a loop like that. Okay. Then what we do is, the old moniker is the rabbit comes out of the hole, round the tree and back in the hole. So our rabbit is going to come out of the hole, round the tree, which is our fixed line here, and then it's going to go back through the hole, which we're going to go through this loop here that we created, like that. Okay, and then pull that tight, and there we go. Now we have a fixed loop around this tree. So let's go again. So there we go. So the rabbit comes out of the hole, round the tree, and then back through the hole, but through this loop that's just been created there. Pull that tight, there we go, and now it's fixed around the line. So our next knot is just, I call it a slip half hitch, sometimes called a Siberian hitch. It's a really quick knot to do, and it's also really quick to take down, but it's incredibly strong. It's great for a ridge line. It's what I use in a ridge line for my tarps when I'm putting one up. So imagine this is our ridge line, this is our working end. So make a loop like that. Take the loop, place it on top of the ridge line, like so. Then see our working end, just make a second loop in it, and then take that loop, just put it under and through there. Very simple. Now just when we're holding this, make sure we're holding this working end and pull it tight like so. And there we go. Now we've got our knot. And then to undo it, we simply just pull this end like that. And so we're doing it again. So when you make this loop, make sure you're crossing it back over itself like that. You're not just making a loop like that. Cross it over itself, like so, okay? Take this line, place it on top. Then we're gonna make a second loop here with our working end. Feed it under and through here. Now this is the important point. Hold this end, do not pull this end. Like that. So we've got this loop and we're pulling the side of it that isn't this end. There we go. Now we've got a hitch, and then to undo, we just pull this end and it's undone.
So the next knot I'm going to show you is called an arbor knot. It's got many uses. It's basically a really tight knot. It can be used on a snare to choke something out. It can be used to solidly attach something to a tree, or because the loop gets a lot tighter, it can be used to attach two things together in a form of lashing motion.
Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're just going to make a simple overhand knot in our working end, like that. That just creates a stop knot there, so it'll catch on that in a minute. So what we're going to do, ridge line, working end. Take our working end, put it under our ridge line, like so, just under it. And then we're going to take our working end and put it back across our two strands like that. So we've created this space in here between the two lines. All I'm going to do is take this end, the working end, and feed it up, under, through that space like that. And pull that tight. What this is going to create for us is an extremely tight knot, and our stop knot will stop it there. And you can pull that and then just ratchet it down like that. And it will get ratcheted down like that. And that will get insanely tight, and thanks to this stop knot it's not going to go anywhere, so it's amazing for holding stuff in place. So I'll take it off and show you again. So taking our working end, all we're going to do is just make a simple overhand knot on it, like that. So we've just got a stop knot there. So taking our ridge line, taking our working end, we're going to go under our ridge line, like so. And take the working end, place it across both these other lines, and then we've created this space here. All we're going to do, feed our working end under and back up through that space, and then pull it tight, like that. And then when we pull that stop knot, it will keep coming through until it hits that stop knot, and it won't get any further through. See how it's locked it there? And all we do, push it down. Now this knot will get incredibly tight, and we can tighten it up even further by making this ratcheting motion, and it will get incredibly tight. So it's amazing for securing two things together. Just one more time. Find the middle, bend it in half, top over like that, take the legs, feed it through the loop, and we're just going to go around 2 or 3 times, like so, and pull it down. This ridge line's not a very tight ridge line, I should have tightened up a bit more for the video. There we go. So now we can adjust this along there, adjust this along there, but it will not pull either way. It will not pull either way once it's locked in, meaning we can adjust the tightness of the tarp or whatever's tied to it, or adjust the positioning of whatever we've got tied to this line, but it won't move either way when pulled tight. Okay, so we've got a ridge line set up. So the knot I'm going to show you right now is called a prusik knot. It's for attaching things to a ridge line or a pole or something like that. What it is a knot that binds to it, but it's also, you can move it along. So you can adjust things, you can adjust positionings of tarps, shelters, things like that. You can adjust things where you're hanging them on poles without having to take them off and retie knots. But it'll also lock in place. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your length of string or rope or whatever, and you're going to find the middle point. And then you're going to make just a loop like that, place it across the line. So some people say this is the alien's leg, this is the alien's legs, this is the alien's head. And you're going to take the legs and just feed it through, like so. And then we're going to do that a couple of times, take the legs, feed it round for the loop, 2 or 3 times, like so. And pull that down, tight, like that. So what we do, we've got a knot here, and this knot will slide along, like that. But if I yank it firmly, it will lock in place like that, so it's not going to go anywhere. Okay? So I can adjust it, I can slide it across, but then if I try and yank it down, it will just lock in place.
Thank you for joining me in the woods today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please shoot it a like and drop a comment to help it in the algorithm, and please consider subscribing for future content. Have a good day.